Good morning, everybody. It is Thirsty Thursday. Don't forget to water your plants, March 3rd. Philippians 4, verses 1 through 9 is the first scripture. One through 9, actually. Therefore, my brethren, dearly beloved and longed for, my joy and crown, so stand fast in the Lord. My dearly beloved, I beseech Euodias and beseech Syntyche that they be of the same mind in the Lord. If I butchered them, I'm doing my best. And I entreat thee also, true yokefellow, help those women which labored with me in the gospel, with Clement also, and with other my fellowlabourers, whose names are in the book of life. Rejoice in the Lord always, and again I say rejoice. Let your moderation be known unto all men. The Lord is at hand. Be careful for nothing, but in everything, by prayer and supplication, with thanksgiving let your requests be made known unto God. And the peace of God, which passeth all understanding, shall keep your hearts and minds through Christ Jesus. Finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there by any virtue, and if there be any praise, think on these things. Those things which ye have both learned and received and heard, and seen in me, do, and the God of peace shall be with you. Hang on, I gotta get it off now. Come on, baby. I'm gonna come over with you. She's gotta be with her mom. She knows her mom's upset. So. You okay now? Is that okay? Let me be right here with you. Yeah, let me be right here. It's okay. It's okay, Mommy's right here. It's okay. Yep, it's okay, baby. Mommy's okay. I know. You don't like it when Mama gets upset. It's okay. It's okay, Mom's right here. And then the other one is Psalm 26. Want to get down there? Okay. She's going to play with the toy. I forgot to thank Peppermint Patty. Not only did she bring food and she did my laundry, she brought toys for my girls. I'm just a little upset because I had to cancel my hair appointment, obviously, based on my current situation. And the owner was so beautiful this morning. Talk about uplifting and love. And so these tears are not of sadness, they're of joy. The love that she gave to me was unbelievable. She said, Natalie, you are strong, and I hope you feel my prayers. She said, where are you at right now? She was going to make it happen that I get my hair done, but I'm in Marathon, and I couldn't make the 10 o'clock appointment because I talked to her at 9:30. And she said, you keep us posted, and we'll do whatever we can to get you to get in. So we'll worry. She said, you just keep doing you and take care of your beloved girls. You know, what you give is what you get. And I get that here. Even though there's corruption, there's still so much love here. I can't even I've never felt so much love in my life that I have here. I am so grateful for everyone that has reached out. So let me make sure I got the right one. Yeah, Psalm 26. Judge me, O Lord, for I have walked in mine integrity. I have trusted also in the Lord, therefore I shall not slide. I better get Kleenexes. Sorry. I keep taking these where I need to go. That's kind of fitting. This reminds me of a sunshine. Sorry. Excuse me. Examine me, O Lord, and prove me. Try my reins and my heart. For thy loving kindness is before mine eyes, and I have walked in thy truth. I have not sat with vain persons, neither will I go in my dissemblers. I have hated the congregation of evildoers, and will not sit with the wicked. I will wash mine hands in innocency, so I will compass thine altar, O Lord. That I may publish with the voice of thanksgiving and tell of all the wondrous works. Lord, I have loved the habitation of thy house, and the place where thine honor dwelleth. Gather not my soul with sinners, nor my life with bloody men, in whose hands is mischief, and their right hand is full of bribes. Like my Mustang was a gift. Well, you see what I have to do with that. I have to sell it in order to pay for a place to live. But as for me, I will walk in mine integrity. Redeem me and be merciful unto me. My foot standeth in an even place. In the congregations will I bless the Lord. Finally, brothers, whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is just, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is commendable, if there is any excellence, if there is anything worthy of praise, think about these things. Philippians 4, verse 8. Today's title is Virtue. This is not a checklist, a get it done and move on sort of thing. This list of virtues Paul shares with the Philippians. Maybe you've thought of it that way, though. True? Check. Honorable? Check. And so on down the list. But Christian virtue is not once and done. It's daily, every day, every second. When did man forget about that? Look around. It's greed. It doesn't have to be. Rather, these virtues are part of the daily practice of the Christian faith. Each morning we start fresh, reminding ourselves with the sign of the cross of our identity as baptized children of God, sisters and brothers of Christ, and resolving to spend our day thinking only about true, honorable, just, pure, lovely, commendable, excellent things that are worthy of praise. Yet 5 minutes later, when we drop our full coffee mug and it shatters into a million pieces on the floor, our thoughts instantly become anything but pure, loving, and praiseworthy. You know, when stuff like that happens, I go, oh, really? Devil, you think you're going to do that to me? Well, good luck. Just like last night, when Bianca, 007, my Jeep, decided to have an attitude. And I had 4 lights on my dash. Now this Jeep has been in and out ever since I got it. Now, I knew when we bought it, it needed a little bit of work, but not to the extent that it needs, nor did the owner. So I took a screenshot as I'm fighting to get up the hills, flooring it, and it's not flooring it. The highest I could go was 65, and if I took my foot off the pedal, it dropped down to nothing, and I couldn't make it up the hill. So I passed a cop, and the lights went on. So, of course, I've already got the screenshot, and it's time-stamped to prove what I told him was true. He didn't even ask for my registration. Now, as far as I'm concerned, he didn't even do his job. Because don't they ask for license and registration? I mean, I've been pulled over my whole life, and that's what I've always had to produce. He didn't want that. He just wanted my driver's license. And he didn't care 2 shits, excuse my language, about what was going on with me. But his conscience got to him because he followed me until I turned, because I told him I was headed to my friends to have him look at it. He followed me almost the whole way there. And when I turned my turn signal on, he was gone. So hopefully, him writing me a ticket starts eating him alive, because I will fight it tooth and nail with all of the multiple. I wasn't driving reckless. I was just trying to get me and my girls to their house in one piece. And the only way I could do it was to put the pedal to the metal to get up the hills and going over the bridge. Now, once I got into Big Pine, I managed to keep it under 45. But if I went faster than that, it was past that. Hannah Grace, Floose. Hannah, Floose. Come on. You guys come up here. You stay over here. You gotta be quiet. You can't be disrupting the neighbors. Come on, get up here. So, he comes back with my driver's license and hands me I go, what's that? He goes, well, I gave you a ticket. You were driving recklessly. I was like, excuse me? You almost hit me. No, I did not. I said, you didn't listen to what I said. Have a nice day. And he walked away from me. He didn't want to hear a peep out of me. Well, he will. When I fight that flipping ticket that I shouldn't have gotten. Was I speeding? Yes, I'm guilty of speeding. But I didn't have a choice. It wasn't, I was trying to set my cruise and it wouldn't even set. Now, once I went to see Tripp, he said, oh, I forgot to tell you. She kind of gets an attitude. I said, what do you mean? He goes, she don't like to sit idle. What? Yeah, if you leave her parked with the car going, she acts up. She don't like that. She likes to, and I'm like, well, that makes sense. Okay, so turn it off. He goes, let me take it for a drive. He said, she's all good. So I just found that out last night. So I'll submit his testimony too, to prove to them that I was honest and this guy doesn't care. And now I understand why some of my friends have been getting tickets and getting the riot at and been thrown in jail for months. Judge, attorneys, police. It's like a made-for-TV movie, and I'm right smack dab in the middle of it. But God gave me one of these, a pair of these, and this. Thank the Lord. Because I'm on his dime. I gave up my life on October 15th of 2019, remember? So it's not about me anymore. It has never been about me. It never was. Even though I've been accused of it left and right. That would be the biggest bunch of BS I've ever heard in my life if somebody said it's all about Natalie. Never has been. I've given everything away. My whole life. I've shared my wealth constantly. This is living proof. I had accounting practice for 18 and a half years now. Why can't I support myself? Oh, I got a check. It's a little over $200. So I've gotten, a little over $300 since January from the sale of my practice. How can I live on that after 18 and a half years of torture from what man imposed on us, all the laws and regulations, and taxes and taxes and taxes, taxing us to death? It's not in the Bible. What God says is we pay our fair share. Who said it's paying their fair share? Doesn't say that anywhere that I say in the Bible. Nor does it say put Roundup on the ground. But despite our failings, despite our sin, Jesus remains true. Jesus remains honorable. Jesus remains just, pure, lovely, commendable, and excellent. Ultimately, all those virtues find perfection in Jesus Christ alone. And he alone is worthy of praise. Thanks be to God. Dear Jesus, keep our hearts and minds on you, for you alone are worthy. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, amen. This journey isn't over for me. It's just getting started. Because I'm finally going to get to use those 2 years of law that I learned from Brenda Knowles, my most favorite teacher I've ever had in my life. She was hard, she was tough, and she made you think. She made you think out of the box and then about the box. What a mentor. And had I had her early on in my education, I would have went law all day long. I don't need a test to tell me that I know I am worthy of that. Just like I didn't need to be a CPA to do my job. All I knew is I had to do it honest, and that's what I did. And those that chose to leave chose to be dishonest on their taxes because they didn't like my answer. Because I did everything I could within the law to get my clients refunds that they were entitled to, if in fact they had enough withholding or their situation warranted it. But you can't make somebody get a refund if they don't pay in and they don't pay their fair share of taxes. Just saying, it doesn't work that way. It never worked that way, and it wasn't designed that way. Who said we have to tax ourselves to death? Who says we have to pay more taxes on stuff that we already have? Man did. God didn't. Man did that. And this is the second day of Lent. And I know I'm on a journey like none other. But I'm not afraid. And that police officer last night, oh, did that give me a fire in my belly. I was like, you're going to play that game with me? You don't understand. That's not how I work. I'm all about honesty and the law, and you just didn't even follow it. You didn't even listen to a woman in need. Now, that's not a man of honor. That's not a man of God. Now, do you think he is? I certainly don't think so. Because any other man that has seen my situation wants to swoop me up and protect me. When my chiropractor said that to me, I almost started crying in his office. But I held it together until I got in my car. He said, I could feel your heart, and it broke mine. That somebody else on this earth could hurt you this bad. Because all I've known from you is how loving and kind you are to every person you meet. And I just met him recently because he was a referral from my acupuncturist. And by the grace of God, I haven't gone to either appointments. Number one, I haven't even asked if I would go and they could do pro bono. because of man. All man has done my entire life is inflict pain, suffering on the entire world. And it's just gotten out of control. It has grown to global proportions now. And if our current administration thinks I'm going to be okay with socialism and communism, think again. I'm not okay with it. That's why I refuse to conform, and I refuse to put masks on, and refuse to get my body tested for it, all 3 of them. And I've got my doctor's audio recordings, times 2. As proof. So it's funny, when you turn your life over to the Lord, what you see, and you see crystal clear. You see the givers versus the takers. Oh, and the takers are bad out there right now. It's all about greed, what they can get. Well, guess what? You can't take it with you. But what you can take is your heart. And mine is overflowing with love, despite the cards I've been dealt. I've been accused of being an actress on my videos. I'm just being me. And I'm showing the true emotions that women go through when they have been beaten to death or almost left for dead. Now you parents out there have sons and daughters. Don't you want to protect them? My dad, my stepdad, he didn't know what to say at first, and then he came back with, dust yourself off, shake it off. He's always told me that. I dated a guy and he broke my heart. Well, they all did. And he said, you just had the rug ripped out from underneath you. Now you pick yourself up and you dust yourself off. You are a strong, independent woman. Got that right. By the grace of God, he made me this way. And I've always been this way. I have always been strong in my convictions, strong in my honesty and integrity. That's who Natalie has always been, despite what man has attempted to do to me. It's about time the tables turned. Don't you think? I do. I do. And it's going to start today. Every day is a step in the right direction. So stay tuned. There's more coming up. Lord only knows what's going to spark the next video that I do. But after getting off the phone of the owner of the salon that I've been going to ever since I found them and was referred to them, and felt the love in her heart for me and my girls, because Hannah has gone with me. She saw me completely, barely moving to the miraculous change in January. And they all know it's because I was reading my Bible and I started listening to what I was reading out loud so I could upload it to my channel. And just hearing my own voice say it out loud made my circuit start firing up. If you believe and have faith the size of a mustard seed, do you know what you're capable of doing? That mustard seed, that tiny little seed, produces a tree that's ginormous, that birds flock to. So think about your own body. Look at me. from turning my life over, despite what's been thrown at me. It's resilient. It can take it and still keep going forward. That is the grace of God. And that is God and his love for each and every one of us. When did people forget that? God is love, not the government, not man. Although there are men out there that are loves, and you know who you are. My brothers from another mother, I got tons of you out there. My pool boys love you to death, even though some of us, we have political differences. We need to stop man now, before we turn into China. And we are heading in that direction, if you haven't noticed. The writing's on the wall. I met a guy from New Jersey. Used to raise Rottweilers. Always had Rottweilers his whole life. But he docks right here at this beautiful resort. Him and his wife, Lois. I call him Dennis the Menace. When he said his name, I went, oh, another Dennis the Menace. He goes, I'm a Dennis the Menace. And when he said his wife was Lois, I said, Lois Lane. He goes, she's a Lois Lane. I said, I can't wait to meet her later. He goes, I hope I get to see you later because I want to see both of your Rotties. And I want her to see them because they miss them. But they live on a boat, so they got a smaller dog. I get that. But I just have to get a big enough boat down the road so that my girls can be on it and not feel confined. And Lord knows it won't be for me. I will share that with everyone, just like I've shared everything in my life. I've never been greedy with anything. Never. Never. And if anybody says I was, well, they're a liar. And I'll tell that to their face. So it's crazy when you meet people. It's not crazy. It's God. You don't think I met those people from New Jersey that are building a house in Cape Coral? I think it was Cape Coral. Cape Coral or Coral Gables? Cape Coral, I think. Yeah, Cape Coral. By accident? That's him. I raised Rotties. And I told him that I want to get Rotties. And then when I was in what was that town? Homestead. When I was in Homestead, I kept hearing the same people telling me about, even this police officer that I talked to in the morning when I was coming out of the hotel, taking Hannah for a drag or a walk. They were talking about this guy that just had Rottweiler puppies. And I heard it like 3 different people. I'm like, wow. So I've told everybody what I want to do. I want to get them and give them for gifts to the servicemen and women that have PTSD and depression, that have nightmares from what they endured in the service. And it's not just from the environment. Let's talk about their commanding officers and the abuse that they go through, the torture they go through to toughen them up for war, whether they're in war or not. This has been going on for years. This isn't a revelation. This is factual evidence. Look around. Do your own homework like I've done all my life. Stop and do this. That's how I got my education. Oh, I got 2 college degrees to back it up as well. But my biggest education was right here. The things you can hear when you be quiet and you listen is unbelievable. And then when you hear something and you want more information and you talk to those people, I hate to interrupt you and eavesdrop, but can you elaborate on what you just said? And then you hear the factual evidence. And then you back it up with textbooks written before man tried to start altering our history. and filling everything with lies and BS. It's unbelievable what your bodies can take and what they can't. And I now know why those blood clots were put in my head, because I needed time to rest so I could start fighting the system. So I know this is a hiccup, because the only thing I can do is call it a hiccup, because that's all it is, and hiccups make me giggle. I'm not crying for sadness anymore. My tears are of joy, of the outpouring of love that I continue to get no matter where I go. Because despite what I've been going through, I still give love, and I still have prayer cards that I keep passing out until they're gone. And then I guess I could just write up my own on paper. Some way, somehow, I will share his word, whether it's just for my voice or I get them to go to my YouTube channel, Nat333. Either way, every person that reads that is a call to Jesus. So I think the last I looked, I was over 50,000 impressions, so that means people have seen me, and they may not watch the whole thing. But I'm getting my voice heard, and it is not for my own personal self. I'm doing it for him, to help heal his land. And I've been doing it my whole life despite the wickedness that I grew up in. Nobody knew. Everybody said you were always so sweet, Natalie. Want to talk about armor? I had it back then. So this with Phil Wogoman is nothing compared to everything else I've dealt with. He's going to have to live with what he's done. That's why he's in hiding. The right thing for him to do is to put the money in the fundraiser that Jody and Sean got together and did that. That would be the right thing for Phil Wogoman to do, is to make this right. Be a man of God, a man of honor, a man of integrity. I know it's in there, Phil Wogoman, I know it's in you. Do the right thing, Phil. That's all I'm asking you. I'm not asking for a rose garden. I'm just asking for what you said you would do for me. Help a woman of God in need. Won't you? Won't you help me? Show the world you are a man of honesty and integrity and a man of your word. By putting that money into the fundraiser to help pay my way. Because I'm pretty sure if you put it in there, you'll get a tax benefit on your taxes for it. Since it's a Christian-based fund system. Show the world you're not the person that closed the bank account and didn't follow through with your promises. to my father on his deathbed. Show the world, Phil Wogoman, for once in your life, that you're going to keep your promise. Remember your mom? Never met her before in her life. Not mine either. Until that day that we went in there. You sat beside your mom's bed. She didn't reach out to you, now did she? She didn't reach out to anybody else, but she reached out to me. At least not for the people that were in there the day we were in there. She didn't want to let me go. That right there should speak volumes to you, Phil Wogoman, of who I am. Do the right thing, Phil. Get off Zeus, my horse. You know it's my horse. And do the right thing and put the money in the bank account. The one that's set up for my fundraising efforts to help me. You told Diana when I was writing the check for $25,000, the half of that you made $125,000 a month. Oh, I can say that out loud, because I don't prepare your taxes. It's not confidential. My duty for you ended a long time ago, but look what I did for you all this time. So don't tell me you don't have the money, because you told me and her in her office in November that you make $125,000 a month. So make the check good for $46,800 plus the $700. And do it today. Show the world that you are a man of honor and integrity and can be honest. Stop hiding and lying to the world about who you are. Be a man. And start adhering to the cowboy creed if that's who you want to be. And stop hurting women across the world. Because I'm not the only one out there that you've hurt. But this is criminal what you're doing. You need to do the right thing, Phil. You need to do the right thing here. You know I love you, and I've always loved you. But you gotta love yourself first. But before you love yourself, you gotta love him. Fully. Surrender to him, Phil Wogoman. He will make your path straight. Stop running from life. Stop slamming doors on everybody and keep on with your sinful, wicked ways. It's enough already, and we're in Lent. What better time to cleanse yourself of thy sins? Remember, Phil, I didn't spend your money wildly. I always asked for permission even though you told me I didn't have to. Remember that? Remember all those countless conversations via video chat? Because you couldn't hide from me? Oh, you tried. But you can't lie to somebody when she's always honest and she can see right through you. Be a man of God, Phil Wogoman, and help a woman of God in need. And her two girls. You know, the gift that he gave me, Hannah Grace. I know you have a good heart in you, 'cause I saw it. Something, somewhere, did something to you, and I don't know what it is. And you won't let it go. You need to let it go. You need to surrender it to God. Or you'll continue like this forever, and it's not healthy. It's not healthy. You cannot keep up the charade anymore. Dressing up like Madonna doesn't make me Madonna. Dressing up like a cowboy doesn't make you a cowboy unless you follow the cowboy creed. Live each day with honesty and courage. This is the cowboy's code of ethics. I'm going to say that first one again. Live each day with honesty and courage. When you make a promise, keep it. Be honest in thought, word, and deed. Practice tolerance and understanding. Always do your best. Take pride in your work. Do what has to be done. Be tough but fair. Always finish what you start. Be willing to stand up for what's right. Remember that some things aren't for sale. Be good steward of the lamb and its animals. Put the welfare of your family above your own. Study hard and learn all you can. Stay curious and open-minded. Well, heck, I fit all those. You got a lot to learn, Phil Wogoman, about being a cowboy. How about you start today by setting the record straight and undoing what you did. And do it under God. He's left me no other choice since he won't answer my phone calls. So, what else do I have left to do? He's got the means. He's always had the means. And then throws in my face he makes $125,000 a month in November and then does this to me? Are you kidding me? Come on, Phil. I bailed you out enough. And I didn't ask for anything. You're the one who offered it all. So, cowboy code of ethics? How about you start those today? And those promises that you've broken, how about you make amends today? Under him, and show the world you can be a good man. Because I saw it in you. I would never have fallen in love with you if I didn't see it. And I tried to dig it out of you. I tried my hardest. But you almost took my life more than once. And not by your hands, but what you did. Actions speak way louder than words. So Phil Wogoman, be a man of honor. And do the right thing. Start today. Because the world's watching you. It's your move. And I'm not playing games. And I'm not playing games. I never did. Frankly, I was not impressed with them. Unless they were just fun ones with a bunch of friends. So thank you for listening. Thank you for all of your support, everyone. I never know what's going to happen, what's going to unfold when I start these videos, but like I said, I'm not on my own time level, I'm on his. So I just go with the flow. No matter what it does, whatever, I just deal with it. And I don't mean to worry anybody. Yeah, I don't know how I'm going to pay for something or this, that, and the other. I just know if I leave it to God, it'll all work out. It'll all work out. So, thank you for the time that you've spent with me and for all your prayers and financial support. Me and my girls thank each and every one of you. We will make a difference in this world, and we already are. Give us this chance, give us this opportunity, Phil, and we need your help. We need your help. So, see you later, everybody. Bye. Love you.